Hello to my channel Chinese Star. Today we will bring you the following hot and exciting news.
Yulong's girlfriend angrily confronted the black fans, and her face hit the screen. Yulong, who was always trying to protect his wife, was actually shocked. This time, Yulong's girlfriend didn't just rely on Yulong to protect her, but she personally went out to confront the black fans. She hit her face into the screen, full of momentum and completely merciless. This scene shocked the audience in the live broadcast room. After all, Yang Mimi is usually gentle and kind, and no one expected that she could be so tough when facing black fans. What's more interesting is that Yulong, who is always used to standing up for her, was actually shocked by her momentum this time. He was stunned for a moment, as if he didn't expect that his role as protecting his wife would be snatched away by her. Many fans left messages. Hahaha, Yulong finally realized what it means to be protected by his wife this time. Yang Mimi is so cool. I finally see her domineering side. Yulong can rest assured now. With a girlfriend like this, he doesn't need to worry at all. It has to be said that this scene not only allows everyone to see Yang Mimi's strong side, but also makes people believe in the tacit understanding and feelings between them. It seems that whether they are protected or actively protected, these two people can be each other's strongest backing. Yulong dotes on his little girlfriend to the extreme, and he is simply a wife-protecting demon. No matter big or small, he will take care of her personally, for fear that she will be hurt or wronged in the slightest. It can be said that he is really thoughtful and dotes on this little girlfriend. From the daily interaction, Yulong will not only take good care of her emotions, but also stand up to defend her as soon as there is any disturbance in the outside world. Especially when facing the doubts of black fans, he is simply a domineering president, fighting back without hesitation, and not giving anyone the opportunity to slander her. Sometimes, even before Yang Mimi could react, Yulong had already rushed to the front to protect her, which made people laugh. What kind of god-level love is this? This attitude made many fans envious, and some even joked, the most correct decision Yang Mimi made in her life was to find Yulong. The way Yulong protects his wife is just like the male lead in an idol drama. It can be said that Yulong's love is not just talk, but is implemented in every detail. Whether in the live broadcast or in private, he has proved with his actions that his girlfriend is the one he cherishes most. During this live broadcast, Yang Mimi and Yulong were interacting happily, but suddenly a black fan broke in and openly scolded Yang Mimi in the comment area, and arrogantly said, "I don't want to see her." Everyone thought that Yulong would stand up to protect her as usual, but unexpectedly, Yang Mimi exploded before Yulong spoke this time. She, who has always been soft and cute, instantly transformed into a little tiger with explosive fighting power and retorted without any hesitation, "If you don't want to watch, get out. No one asked you to watch." Her tone was fast and fierce, and she even got close to the screen with a fierce look on her face, leaving the black fans with no power to fight back. When Yulong saw this scene, he was stunned and shocked, as if he didn't expect that the little girlfriend he had always doted on would be so tough. The fans in the live broadcast room also exploded instantly, and commented, "Hahaha, Yang Mimi has such a bad temper, it's so refreshing. Long, my wife can scold people herself. I am actually a little relieved. Is a cute girl so cool when she gets angry?" Exclamation mark. The black fans must be scared to tears. It has to be said that Yang Mimi's actions have shown everyone a different side of her. She is usually a spoiled little cutie, but at critical moments, she also has a domineering side that protects herself. Although Yulong was surprised, he must have been full of pride in his heart. Of course. The following is your 300-word Chinese essay. She said proudly, "I didn't want to see you, but I still found you, didn't I?" That expression is as cute as it can be, with the corners of her mouth slyly raised, a cunning light flashing in her eyes, with a little pride, and a bit of helplessness, as if she was acting coquettishly, and as if she was refuting mischievously. After all, the cute girl had always been protected by Yulong before, and she didn't have to speak for herself. Yulong always stood in front of her and responded to those black fans without hesitation, and each time he was accurate and sharp, making people applaud. Before the black fans finished speaking, he had already made a move, and his quick reaction and clever wording left the other party speechless. Some people say that her luck is to meet Yulong, a man who is always the one who protects her and shields her from the wind and rain. But only she knows that Yulong's protection is never blind, but comes from understanding, trust and cherishment. He knows that she doesn't like to argue, and is unwilling to waste time on meaningless arguments, so he stands up and supports her, allowing her to just be herself and continue to shine in her own world. And her. Although she doesn't say it, her heart has long been accustomed to this tacit dependence. Just like now, facing those questioning voices, she just raised her head and said proudly, "I don't want to see you, but I still saw you, didn't I?" Then she raised her chin and smiled with eyes curved, so cute that people couldn't take their eyes off her. Yang Mimi's sudden outburst shocked even Yulong himself. He has always been used to her soft and cute appearance. She is always gentle when encountering things, and never takes the initiative to argue with others. But this time, she actually fought back without hesitation, with sharp eyes and firm tone, completely unlike the usual cute little girl who acts coquettishly. Yulong was subconsciously stunned, looking at her in disbelief, and even couldn't help reaching out and gently pulling her sleeve, as if to remind her, "Calm down." But Yang Mimi had no intention of backing down this time, still standing there firmly, with seriousness in her beautiful eyes. Yulong understood in an instant she was not suddenly angry, but finally wanted to stand up and respond once. Although shocked, Yulong quickly came to his senses and skillfully entered the mode of protecting his wife. He took a step forward slightly, like a solid barrier blocking her in front of her. His eyes were slightly cold, and his tone was unfriendly. "What? Can you still bully her?" As soon as he opened his mouth, those black fans were instantly silenced. After all, no one dared to confront Yulong's sharp tongue head-on. "And what about you, Yang Mimi?" She glanced at Yulong, the corners of her mouth slightly raised, with a hint of stubbornness in her eyes, but more of a sense of security. At this moment, she knew that no matter what choice she made, Yulong would stand by her side and protect her firmly. Yulong has always been vicious, and this time he was even more ruthless. He raised his eyebrows and sneered, looking at those black fans, his tone full of disdain. "If you have time to talk about her here, you might as well go get a mirror and look at yourself." He paused, his eyes with a hint of teasing, and added with a smile, "However, I guess if you really looked in the mirror, you would be busy worrying about yourself, so how would you have time to care about others?" As soon as these words came out, the surroundings were silent for a second, and then there were the sounds of fans bursting into laughter. Yang Mimi was a little angry at first, but seeing Yulong's sarcastic and disgusted look, she couldn't help but secretly curled the corners of her mouth. She quietly tugged at Yulong's sleeve and whispered, "Isn't it too direct to say that?" Yulong glanced at her sideways, with an expression of "I'm already very polite" on his face. This is still a euphemistic version. Yang Mimi held back her laughter, but she felt warm in her heart. Although Yulong said he disliked her, every time he encountered such a situation, he would always stand by her side and protect her without hesitation. It must be said that Yulong's mouth was really powerful, and he could criticize people one by one without any mercy. The key is that his criticism was particularly reasonable, leaving people no chance to refute. Of course, this was not the first time he had protected his wife, and he was already very familiar with it. At the beginning, maybe he was just defending her instinctively, but now, the more he criticized, the more he got comfortable with it, without even pausing, and he did it in one go with precision. Every time he saw black fans making trouble, he could immediately switch to the mode of protecting his wife, and he was not soft-hearted in his mouth, as if he had turned protecting his wife into a habit. Yang Mimi sometimes couldn't help but sigh, "How are you more skilled than me?" Yulong raised his eyebrows, as if it was a matter of course. "You are so cute, how can you let these people talk nonsense?" These words were said confidently, as if he was declaring his sovereignty, and also as if he was expressing a natural doting. After hearing this, although Yang Mimi said tisk in disgust, her ears turned red quietly. She had to admit that with Yulong around, she really felt safe.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our support channel.